The concept of mental load has existed since human civilization began, but not everyone is aware of what it means. The American Psychological Association's definition of mental load, also called cognitive load, is simple: the relative demand imposed by a particular task in terms of mental resources required. However, there's a deeper, culturally informed definition that it's important we understand as well. We can also think of mental load as how we divide up all the thinking and decision-making that goes into maintaining a household, family, relationship, or other group activity. For example, think about the process of meal planning for a family of 4. Depending on how the mental load is distributed, it might be that for 3 members of the family, dinner appears on the table each night, the pantries are magically stocked with breakfast food, and the refrigerator always has lunch meat and cheese for sandwiches ready to go. What they might not see or fully appreciate is that the 4th member of the household regularly takes on the mental task of reviewing what food is needed to keep the pantry full, planning out meals for the week, and making grocery lists, and buying, sorting, prepping, and cooking all the food for the family. In an ideal scenario, members of the group would take on an appropriate portion of the mental load so that group maintenance tasks are distributed equitably. Unfortunately, this isn't always the case. Stereotypical gender roles often cast girls and women in the role of home and family maintainer, which could mean that boys and men may not be fully aware of the true scope of this maintenance and view it as just something that happens on its own. Have you ever heard the joke about the magic laundry basket that makes dirty clothes disappear and reappear folded and put away? In reality, group members who take on inequitably large shares of mental load often feel overwhelmed, underappreciated, and stressed out by the rigors of shouldering the bulk of the mental load. So what can we do to start to level this imbalance? The first thing you can do is think deeply about all the work that it takes to keep up your own household, family, or any other group that you're a part of. Ask yourself, what kind of planning is required to make sure things run smoothly? What kind of decisions need to be made? Who's doing all of this work? If you're struggling with this, you can also do some reading. The comic You Should Have Asked by Emma is a great place to start. Once you get a good sense of all the mental work that needs to be done, start doing some of it without being asked. It's important to note that asking your default household manager how you can help still requires them to do the mental work of assigning you a task and then ensuring that it's done properly. Doing what needs to be done just because it needs to be done is a great way to reduce the mental load we place on others. Finally, you can check in with others in your group and honestly ask whether or not everyone feels that we are equitably sharing the load. This doesn't mean everyone has to do the same things. Delegating out tasks based on skill set can produce an equitable household, but remember that no one is born with the ability to quickly sort laundry or produce a healthy meal plan. It takes practice. The more we all understand what makes a group function and what tasks are needed to make it run smoothly, and the more we jump in to get the work done without someone else managing us, the more equitable we can make our relationships, families, and social groups.